What's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is a random video of Hump Day. Shout out to me for just going live. If you are new to my channel, I primarily do three types of content on my channel. Crypto videos, which I typically put out on Mondays. All right. I didn't put up one this week, but you know what? Don't come for my head on that one. I do gaming content as I game with my friends, typically Dead by Daylight, Warzone, games like that. And then I have a Sunday vlog where I just come online and share what's on my mind. All right. Shout out to my YouTube wifey, Tarika Smith, in the building. She said, everybody, please hit that like button. Yeah, please hit that like button. I'm not going to be on long today. All right. As I was sitting down, enjoying my dinner, I was scrolling through my cell phone as well and found two separate articles that were linked together in a sense by the news, but one headline read one way and the other one read another way. And it made me go, what in the hell is California doing? All right. What in the hell is California doing? So I'm just going to go right into what I'm talking about here. And it's the fact that California, the state of California, all right, has what's called a California Air Resources Board. And if I read the history right, the governor of California put this in place to work on initiatives to help provide a cleaner California, right? That makes sense. That's something that I think people would be all for. You want to, provide resources and things on this earth, right? This is the one earth that we live on to try to make earth, more sustainable. So I can rock with that. So let's look at what the California Air Resources Board put out together. This is what the people of California voted on, all right? This is your state representatives. The California Air Resources Board today approved the trailblazing Advanced Clean Cars 2 rule that sets California on a path to rapidly growing the zero emission car, pickup truck, and SUV market and deliver cleaner air and massive reductions in climate warming pollution. Okay? On one hand, fantastic news, right? Okay? But if you're going to be putting out something like this, okay, you should have a plan in place for the infrastructure that's needed to support this type of change. All right. Tarika said California has a lot of smog. You know what's interesting about that? I've been to California a couple of times in my life. I've been to Los Angeles a couple of different times as well. And the air is a little bit different. Okay. And you don't really notice it until you get to a place like Wyoming or Montana, where you can like clearly see the air, clearly see the skies and whatnot. But some of that is the infrastructure and just the makeup of the people that lives there. At least that's my opinion. Look, I'm not the smartest apple in the bunch. I'm not the brightest apple in the bunch. Let me take that back. Not the brightest apple in the bunch. But I do know a little bit of something, right? So this Advanced Clean Cars 2 rule establishes a year-by-year roadmap so that by 2025, 100% of new cars and light trucks sold in California will be zero emission vehicles, including plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. The regulation realizes and codifies the light duty vehicle goals set out by Governor Newsom's executive order. Okay. And I kind of skimmed over the executive order a little bit. I didn't fully read it yet, but I am kind of curious when you try to talk about the different benefits and things down here, what's the goal? How do you make it work? But also, like, what's the plan, right? So the roadmap, if you will, what's the plan to try to make something like this work? So if you're going to do this, right? Like, I would be curious to work for state government realizing that it's also a headache when you have a lot of different competing people that want to try to get their initiatives up and running and have the funding to do so. That's one of the things about running a state. It's having the resources and the capital in place to make your state one of the best places to live in. I live in Maryland. I don't like it here. They tax you to walk outside and breathe, essentially. All right. But Maryland's not a bad state. It's not Ohio. It's not Michigan. Okay. And if you are somebody that lives in Ohio, like my family, I've got family that live in both of those states. Don't come from my head. All right. So the governor wants California to be the leading nation and in the world with regulation that sets ambitious but achievable targets for zero emission vehicles. That's what ZEV stands for. Rapidly accelerating the number of ZEVs on our roads and highways will deliver substantial emission and pollution reductions to all Californians, especially for those who live near roadways and suffer from persistent air pollution. Like I said, not a bad thing to do. All right. I mean, I'll give them props for planning this. I give them props for going there. And other states and nations also have targets and goals set to phase out the sale of internal combustion cars. People want to say, "Oh, EV is the answer to gas prices and everything like that. It's costing me triple times what it cost 6 years ago to fill up my gas." Well, what do y'all think is going to happen when we go from one energy supply source to another? The cost of electricity is going to go up. And I'm curious who or what company is going to win the bidding wars to be their state or local area's energy source. And if you want a pro tip right now, okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have the licenses and stuff to do that. I'm just telling y'all the stuff that I think about and where I'm going to be investing my money. I'm going to start looking for those companies or those entities that are trying to compete for the state electric provider, energy source. That's where you should be investing your money at. Okay. That's what your boy is going to be looking at. I'm going to be trying to figure out who are these companies and how can I get my money in early. All right. Now, I wanted to do this live stream because last week, so this was immediate release, August 25th. This is when the California Air Resources Board put together and approved this rule about the roadmap to zero emission vehicles in the state of California for 2035. Right under in my phone, the California ISO, and I forget exactly what ISO stands for. It stands for something. The California Independent System Operator. Okay, they're a nonprofit that runs the electricity grid in the state of California. Apparently, California's in a heat wave right now, right? Heat wave requires a lot more electricity and things to run and use the grid. So as of right now, okay, this came out yesterday. Excessive heat starting tomorrow will stress energy grids. Consumer conservation likely needed this weekend, which is Labor Day weekend. All right, people gonna be out partying with music, drinking, barbecuing, all of this stuff. All right, traveling. I'll be gaming. All right, and you have this California ISO come out with this bulletin that says that temperatures are expected to rise beginning Wednesday, August the 31st, and are forecasted to hit triple digit and break records. Okay. And what do they talk about doing? All right. They talk about doing things like this. Doing this alert, whenever a flex alert comes out over the weekend, consumers are urged to reduce energy use from 4 to 9 p.m. when the system is most stressed because demand for electricity remains high. and there is less solar energy available. Okay. All right. That makes sense. The top 3 conservation actions are set thermostats to 78 degrees or higher, avoid using large appliances, and charging electrical vehicles. And it says, and turn off unnecessary lights. Lowering electricity during this time will ease strain on the system and prevent more drastic measures, including rotating power outages. Now, let's be fair. Let's be fair. This is with the current infrastructure. All right. But ask yourself this, Californians, excuse me. Will the infrastructure, you talking 10 years, be in place to handle the increased demand of electricity that people that live in the state will need for their vehicles and household needs? Answer that. Answer that question. All right. The goddamn Bacon is in the building. He said, gotta chat to the mod. Just wanted to say hi. I do think Gavin neutered trying to ban all ICE vehicles in favor of EVs in a state with the worst electricity is hilarious, though. It is. It is laughable. It doesn't make sense to, I mean, if you're looking to go that route, great, right? All right. But you should have the infrastructure already in place before you then look to transition to a state that has primarily EV vehicles on the road. That makes sense to me. Okay. I don't know if you can't meet the demands now. 10 years, I would have said, all right, if you would have came out, Governor Newsom, and said 20 years. Let's have a 20-year roadmap. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. All right. Let's phase out the sale of gas powered vehicles in 20 years. I'd be able to go with that because that could give you time enough to build the infrastructure. Well, King, if you have all of these thoughts, do you think that you could do it better? I don't know. Here's what I do know. I like to employ smarter people than me around me or ask questions about certain things to people that are way smarter than me. This is why I'm putting this content out there. Y'all people are way smarter than me. So if you're listening to this video or watching it, hit the like button. First thing. Second thing, let me know. Do you think that what California is trying to do now makes sense? Or should they have provided the infrastructure plan first before announcing something like this? Okay. I just wanted it to make sense. Make it make sense. To me, this doesn't make sense. But y'all voted. It's your government. Y'all can make it work. That's all I have for this video. Shout out to the people that joined in on the live stream. This was an impromptu video. I might do more stuff like this because a lot of the times I'll look at something and go, that doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Okay. And I'd like for somebody out there smarter than me to make it make sense. I'm going to be on later tonight as I'm going to be gaming with the Afros. A quick crypto note. If you have Luna Classic, you're probably excited right now because that's doing something. If you don't have Luna Classic, I would suggest checking it out. All right. Luna had a catastrophic drop from a top 15 crypto to I think it's in the top 200 still, just by market cap, which is insane. But I think it can make you some wealth if you had decided to stick with it. Now, if you don't care about crypto stuff, that's fine. I do. When I started doing these videos with a Mai Tai on the beat somewhere, crypto is what allowed that to happen. If you ever have any question about that stuff, just go check out my crypto playlist videos. I'll be back on a little bit later, gaming with the Afros. To everybody else, salute. Peace.